Good morning, everybody, and a very, 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 very warm welcome to Empowering Morning Conversations. We are on session number 810, and I'm so happy to see all those people who are on time. And today we have some very, very interesting topics for you. One of them is called dealing with expectations, dealing with upsets actually. And the other one is called dealing with your distractors. Both these things do not allow you to live your life 100%. Both these things don't allow you to see possibilities where you should be seeing possibility. See, these distractor implants and your tendency to automatically be in a state of upset really doesn't allow you to be having a life of ease, joy, and glory. So let's remember for a moment, Empowering Morning Conversations, the prime purpose is to have a life that, of ease, a life of joy, and a life of glory. So is there anybody here who does not want a life of ease, joy, and glory? We want a life of ease, joy, and glory, isn't it? But if you tell me, if you are in a state of an upset, okay? If you know you are upset, you can do something about it. Right? But suppose you are upset and you don't know that you are upset, can you do anything about it? So the first thing I want you to start to know is, how do you know when you are upset? How do you recognize when you are upset? What are the signs and symptoms of being upset? See, when you know you're upset, the signs are very overt. They're on your face so you can recognize it. But when you're subtly upset, how would you know? Yes, Shakti.
Yeah, there is no ease in my body. I can feel that something is going on, but I don't know what kind of sensation it is. Sometimes the kind of not ease mode. And then some restlessness, I can say that.
Right. Great. Anybody else? But this is overt because you know you're upset, correct? There is a state where you are upset, but you don't know that you are actually upset. Yes, Captain sir.
Yeah, कुछ नया करने का मन नहीं करता, you just
exactly.
go with the routine.
कुछ नया करने का, you don't feel like doing anything. Beautiful.
Yeah.
What else?
Just be reactive. Just be reactive to the situations.
Yeah.
And don't feel like anything new or yeah.
Yep. Beautiful. Yes, Vetri.
So I'm completely subject to any of the regular routine. Like I'm completely inside and kind of fighting.
Okay.
Taking certain things very seriously and doing things.
Okay, very good. Yes, Hasina ji, how does one know that they are upset?
Yeah, you don't take interest in things happening around.
Exactly. That is the prime one. You lose interest. You want to be alone. You don't participate. Even if people are cracking jokes, you don't feel like laughing. No, it's like मुझे चैन से रहने दो मेरे पास ना हो. अरे भूली हुई यादें इतना न सताओ. That kind of a mood. Right? So whenever you are not engaged, you understand? One is a state where we are engaged fully in life, like little children are. Engaged, participative, enjoying, enthusiastic, right? And then obviously a state where you are slowly withdrawing your participation 100% from it. Okay? Now, have you noticed one thing about these children? They are so energetic. Okay? And you keep wondering, itna energy kidhar se aata hai inke paas? I mean, if you have a 3-4-year-old child in your house, many of us have grandchildren like that, you say, where do they get this energy? And their parents get exhausted trying to deal with them, isn't it? I mean, we all remember these little children, we all had them also, right? And we used to say, the best weight loss program in the world is to have a small child in the house, right? But you also wonder, where is that energy coming from? Because he is engaged, he's curious, he's participating, right? And slowly, as life hammers us, unfortunate part of life is that life is not always designed to make you happy. Today I'm again remembering this George Bernard Shaw quote, which I heard in 1982, and it changed the way I live my life. And the quotation said, "This is the true joy in life. The being used for a purpose recognized as a mighty one. The being a force of nature rather than a feverish, selfish, little clod. Clod means, piece of shit. Rather than a feverish, selfish little clod full of grievances and illnesses, complaining that the world will not devote itself to making me happy." And that man says, "My life is not a brief candle for me. It is a splendid torch that I've got hold of, and I shall make it burn as brightly as possible before I pass it on to future generations." That day I said to myself, hello, my 27 years of my life, I've lived like a feverish, selfish little clod of grievances and ailments. And that is the state where, we have this subtle, when you have these thoughts like, oh, I have to always prove myself. Oh, I hope they are happy with me. Oh, I hope they don't get upset with me. Oh, I hope I don't have another argument today. Oh, I hope my boss is going to look upon me in a positive way. Okay? Oh, I hope they don't irritate me. Oh, why are they always nagging me? Oh, when am I going to experience freedom in my life? You notice these kind of thoughts that keep popping up? And especially for people like us, and then we start chasing after programs, chasing after books that will give us the peace and everything. What is it a sign of? That there is some sort of a subtle upset that is going on with us. Okay? So when we get upset, we have a tendency to withdraw. Now, if you are overtly withdrawing, very nice, you would know about it. But if you're covertly withdrawing, would you know about it? You'd never know about it. Right? There'll be just a sense that everything is not fine with this world. है ना? फिर आप दूसरे गाने गाएंगे. कौन सा गाना गाएंगे? आ लेके चल, हाँ? जहाँ गम भी ना हो, आंसू भी ना हो, सिर्फ प्यार ही प्यार. So we have this dream life. So let us look at the main culprits of, whatever is not allowing us to live a dream life. Okay? And what is the main culprit over here? It is called upset. Upset. So what is the biggest cause of an upset? What do you think is the biggest cause of our upset? Some of you have heard me speaking about this before. So do you remember it? What is the biggest cause of an upset?
When life is not going the way we expect.
When life is not going the way you expect. That's what I'm saying.
Overthinking negative things.
Okay. What else do you think? Unfulfilled expectations. Now that is where we need to look. Okay? When you have an expectation, we all have some expectations, right? Some of which are spoken, communicated, some of which are not. Like we have, who do we have expectations from, by the way?
Family people.
Yeah,
Friends.
of course. Yeah, and?
Colleagues.
Yeah, and? Self also. We also.
What's that?
Servants.
Servants, yeah. Who else? We have expectations, no? From life.
Ourselves also.
Ourselves also, yes. Shakti?
Almost everyone, sir. I want everyone to work on my favor.
Yeah, I have expectations. I have expectations from life. Yes, Priya.
Sir, if everything around me, even the non-living things, I have expectations from. For example, my phone will work like for 5 years from now. Even if it is damaged a little, it will go. So
Right.
expectations up there. living
one
on.
fellow so one fellow told me, sir, very good sir, आगे से ना expectation रखना ही नहीं है, no expectation, no upset. I go, very good. I mean, is that a workable solution?
No.
Then you will have to become a recluse, no? Then you can go to the jungle and become a sannyasi. Yeah. There also you will have an excuse, you know. God will look after my needs. He might. He does. You know.
He might not as well, sir.
Yeah, he may. But have you noticed that we are just having so many expectations? First culprit, I'll say. Tell me, if you have a realistic expectation, can it be fulfilled? Realistic one.
Maybe or maybe not. It's a choice of others. with
True,
whom
but it's realistic. Correct?
Then yes.
If it is an unrealistic expectation, can it work? So give me an example of some unrealistic expectations that we all have.
I need 1 trillion. Having 1 trillion tomorrow.
Well, that is it an unrealistic expectation? Maybe, maybe not. Okay,
Yeah.
Yes, Reddy Garu, what is an unrealistic expectation?
I wish all the government employees are not all corrupt.
Well, is it an unrealistic expectation? I don't know. Okay, great example though. In the current scenario, it looks unrealistic. Okay, what other unrealistic expectations we have? Give me some examples. People should always do what I like. Right? People should always agree with me. People should always do what I ask them to do. What are the other unrealistic expectations? Yeah, Priya.
I should always get attention no matter what I do.
People should always give me attention. Okay, what else?
People should be nice to me.
People should be nice to me. People should never get angry with me. Right? People should always be appreciating and praising me. What other unrealistic expectations you have?
All my near and dears should be always happy.
All my near and dear should always be happy. What else?
People should know in what state I am, in what mood I am, and they should act accordingly.
People should know what mood I am and they should act accordingly. Okay. What else? What else? So one thing, remember, when your expectation is not fulfilled, there is a tendency to withdraw. Correct? Withdraws. People just get into the shell also sometimes. Some people withdraw physically also. I'll not be in this situation anymore. Yeah, right now I'm not going to the second stage. Lot of expectations we have, we don't even communicate to the other people that I have it. Because when we have an unrealistic expectations, we know that people will laugh on our face, right? If you go around telling people, yeah, listen, whenever I say anything, you have to listen to me. Okay? Do you promise me that? They'll say, whatever. Something with an O at the end of it. Right? Buzz off. So, what other unrealistic expectation? Don't have to become serious about it because we are funny people. We have funny expectations. It's like saying, if I bang my head against the wall, it should not pain. By the way, this is a conditioned one. When we were small children, we fell down and the parents would be, scolding the ground. मेरे बेटे को क्यों तुमने चोट पहुंचाया? Right? So now I'm expecting, if I fell down and bang. I've seen a guy on the road, kicking his scooter because it got punctured. Scooter ko khada hua laat mar raha tha. I'm sure you have also seen that sometimes. So, unrealistic expectations. What else? Another unrealistic expectation is I should never get tired.
Yes.
I should never get sick. What other unrealistic?
I should always be high on energy, low on energy. When it gets lower down and I feel like something is wrong with me.
Something is wrong with me. और क्या unrealistic expectation? अभिनव बाबू बताइए.
मेरे loved ones, I should fulfill the expectations of my loved ones.
Yeah, I should always fulfill the expectation of loved ones. Even though they might not even have told you many of them, you know. मतलब रोज सुबह उठ के हमको पूछना पड़ेगा यार तुम्हारी क्या एक्सपेक्टेशन है मुझसे, आज तुम्हारे को मेरे से क्या एक्सपेक्टेशन है, कम से कम पूछ तो सकते हैं ना, वो भी नहीं हम करते. Very nice, that's a good one. What else? See, by the way, these unrealistic expectations are a sure shot way of guaranteeing that we are not happy. Right? Real is something you can expect. हो भी सकता है. Now let us go to step number 2. If you have an expectation from someone, have you communicated it? See, if you have an expectation from someone, have you communicated that expectation to the other person?
उसमें थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है सर. वो बोलेंगे तो क्या सोचेगा, whether she will take me in a wrong sense, you know, to convey to them that this is what I'm expecting from you, especially in office environment and your subordinate. कि सोचना पड़ता है कि how will he take it, whether you know he'll take it other way.
You know, I'm covering a topic these days with my corporate clients, and the topic is called psychological contracts. And what happens when the psychological contract is breached? You know, when a psychological contract is breached, people start disengaging from the organization, right? So what is a psychological contract? It is a contract that people have, you know, all relationships are give and take. I will give you this and I expect you to give me this, right? So when people convey their expectations to each other, so step number 1 is find out here, what are they expecting from you or your company, right? And then you tell them what are you expecting. Now this is a very interesting point Captain Saab has raised. If we are not wanting to tell them what we are expecting, right? Great. I mean, so start wondering, I mean, why would I not communicate my expectation? You know why? Because we have an expectation that if I convey my expectation, they must say yes to it. And they are also feeling that if my boss is giving me an expectation, I have to say yes to it. That makes it a problem. Nobody has to say yes to anything, right? Because there are certain things they are obliged to do because they're getting paid for the company, by the company. That's okay. But every boss has an expectation. I want this done on time. You should inform me when the job is not done. I expect you to do little extra if it is required, blah, blah, blah. Right? But did we communicate it? Maybe we did not. If I did not, and they do not fulfill my expectation, do I have a right to get upset with them? So when they do not fulfill the expectation, which you never told them in the first place, then you start withdrawing your support on that fellow. You know, you stop trusting that person. You start saying he's not a reliable person, right? These people are not dependable people. I cannot trust them to get the job done. So trust also goes away. Have you noticed that? Trust and expectations have something to do with each other. Am I right or wrong? So, step number 1, be clear. What are your expectations? Are they realistic ones or not? Right? If it is not realistic, suppose you have an expectation, यार मेरे को तो तेरी शक्ल नहीं अच्छी लगती, शक्ल बदल के आओ. Can he fulfill your expectation? He'll say, all right, give me money for plastic surgery. I will get my face changed. You know, so unrealistic expectation, park them. Because when you try to convey the unrealistic expectation, people will laugh on you. They'll say, what are you talking about? Like if you have an unrealistic expectation from your boss, even though I'm not fulfilling my target every year, you should guarantee me job security. How can he guarantee you job security? Unrealistic expectation. So second step is, have you communicated आपकी expectation है, you have an expectation. Did you tell the other person that you have an expectation? Right? Okay, let us say that you have conveyed your expectation to the other person. Now comes another very important part. Did they agree to fulfill that expectation? That is called agreement. So let us say I have an expectation from Abhinav कि Abhinav, you must join the call at 6:55 every morning. Please join at 6:55. Okay, I have conveyed my expectation. Now he has to say that he agrees to do it or not, right? He has the right to do that. No, he may say, "No, yaar, Sudeepak, I cannot join at 6:55. I will join at 6:58. Is that okay with you?" Then I'll say, all right, it's okay, you join 6:58. So now we have agreed with each other on which of my expectation will be, is the person promising to fulfill. ठीक है? अब उसने promise किया है कि he will fulfill your expectation. Correct? Now we've gone to a better footing with the other person. But tell me one thing, is it realistic to expect that if they have agreed to fulfill your expectation, they will always be able to fulfill your expectation? Is it realistic? Is it realistic to expect that other fellow never makes a mistake?
No.
Is it realistic to expect sometimes they may not be able to fulfill your expectation, even if they want to? In good faith, somebody agrees with you कि हाँ जो आप पहन रहे हो मुझे करना है. I agree 100%, sir. I will. Now agreement is formed. Okay. Is he going to always be able to do it? He should make an effort, obviously. You clear with me? So, if you are communicating your expectation, other person has agreed to fulfill it, it's a good time to ask that person also, okay, what are your expectations from me? Because don't forget that we are related, we have a contract with people. And there are two kinds of contracts which we have psychologically with people. ये सारा give and take का होता है. One is called only a transactional contract, right? What is transactional? I am paying you this much money, you will do this job. Transactional. He will do only that much. He is not obliged to do anything more than that. He doesn't want to. मेरे को 4 घंटा काम करने का पैसा दे रहा है, मैं 4 घंटा काम कर रहा हूँ. You want me to produce 200 pieces of this item, I am producing it. But I will not go over and above. I will not work overtime. I will not give you my love, this thing. Tomorrow, if somebody pays me 400 rupees extra, I will go and join that fellow. I have no loyalty to you. That is a transactional contract. Okay. Now I'm talking about relationships. A better form of a relationship is where there is a partnership contract. Now, these kind of people, they are loyal to you. They will do extra for you. Okay. They'll go the extra mile. They will support their colleagues also because they don't want to let you down. There is an emotional connect also. These people, if you want to be in this kind of a contract where there is closeness and support, right? And dependability and reliability in that relationship, you have to convey your expectations. Be very clear that you are conveying your expectations. Be very clear. You understand what the expectations are and you are able to fulfill their expectations. And be very alert for breach of contract. You understand? When an expectation is not fulfilled, people will get upset with you. That is called a breach of contract. Many times they may not say anything to you, but they are upset with you. The contract has been breached. So what do you do? So that brings me to the second reason of people getting upset. What is that? It is called broken promise. So you conveyed your expectation to someone, they agreed to fulfill it, so it's like a promise. So if that promise is not fulfilled, they will be upset. It is called a breach of contract. Okay? Now, a lot of times we make a very big mistake. You know what that mistake is? Let us say that Captain Saab made a promise to me and he did not fulfill that promise. And I got upset. Okay? But I never said anything to Captain Shantil. Right? Even though I am disappointed and angry, but I never told him anything. I'll say, no, theek hai. You know, we rationalize it. Kabhi log promise tod dete hain. So even though I am disappointed and upset with him, I am not even conveying it to him. Do you know something? That makes a bigger upset. Because that is, now let me talk about the third cause of an upset. The third cause is undelivered communication. When I should have said something, I need not fight with him. I need not say, hey, Captain, you broke your promise to me. This is very bad. I don't have to say that. I can say to him, okay, look, Captain, you had promised me this. You have not kept your promise and I'm feeling a little upset. Can you tell me what happened? I'm sure something must have happened. Otherwise, you are not the kind of person who will break the promise. This is I've conveyed my point. All right. Now, if I do not convey, you think that you are the only person who's upset. No, the person who broke the promise is more upset because he feels the need to hide from you. He's not able to face you. So he's feeling bad, yaar, I broke. So very few people will come and tell you, okay, listen, Sukhdeepak, I promise you so and so, I didn't do it. Sorry. How many people come and tell you like that? They just keep quiet, no? So this is a question for you. You tell me, how many people, when they break their promise to you, they actually acknowledge it? How many people actually acknowledge promise has been broken? Yes, Reddy Garu.
Sir, most of the people, they will avoid you first.
They will avoid you, right?
Yes, sir.
So when they start avoiding you, they are distancing themselves from you because they are feeling guilty that they broke a promise, right?
Yes, sir.
So when you don't acknowledge that the promise is broken, you are not doing a service to that person. You are not doing service to your relationship with that person also. So you need to communicate with that person. Okay, look here, it's okay, you broke your promise. Next time you are breaking your promise, ask me, I will help you maybe to keep it. Or you can inform me well in time that your promise is getting broken because I may have made a promise to someone based on your promise. But our relationship is not so small that once or twice if you break a promise, the relationship will go away. You know, you need to reinforce it. Because when a promise is broken either by you or by the other person, these are the breaks which can make people drift away from each other. Do you want that? Right? Because when people drift away, they may not leave you. You understand? The bigger problem is they may not leave you. They'll still be with you, but they are not participating fully with you. Then a partnership contract gets converted into a transactional one. Arey yaar, because I have to live in your house, I will live here, I will listen to you, right? It becomes a need-based relationship, not a committed relationship. So if a promise is broken, please do not keep quiet. You don't have to go and fight with them. You can speak with them because then they also get an opportunity to express that they are not feeling okay about it, that something has happened, they did not know what to do. You understand? That's a compassionate way of handling it. So at the rational level, we will do all these things because we are very good people. What say? Any questions about what I'm talking about so far? Yes, Shakti?
Yes, sir. From my past experience, when I go and communicate with them, again, it's making a distance because they are feeling that they didn't meet my expectations. So they are thinking, oh, she came and conveyed here and then taking it in another way.
It depends on how you communicated it. You know, suppose you broke a promise to me, right? Mm-hmm. And I said to you, hey, Shakti, you promised me you didn't do it. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm sure that something must have happened. I'm sure that you want to keep your promise. And you look, our relationship is not so small that one promise or two, if you break it, it's going to go away. It's all right. Broke your promise. I got that. I was disappointed. I was not happy. But it's fine. We are friends, no? Friends can make mistakes from time to time. Right? Tell me what happened. I'm 100% sure that something must have happened. Otherwise, you would have kept it. Now, if you communicate like this, will they go away from you?
No.
Tell me. Hello?
Yes, sir.
If you communicate like this, can they go away from you?
They won't go away, sir. Maybe I'm not communicating like this.
You need to. See, you need to tell them. See, first of all, you need to tell them, listen, my relationship with you is very important. That is why I'm communicating with you. Because if I don't communicate this to you, I will be distancing myself from you. You and I are close. So I can tell you, okay, listen, you promised me something, you didn't keep it. I was very upset and disappointed. But I'm 100% sure there must have been a good reason. Otherwise, you'll never do such a thing to me, na? So and so. Something must have happened. It's okay. Tell me what happened. Next time such a thing happens, you tell me. I'll help you. Now that is making more bonding, not pushing the person away. Yeah. So always remember, when something like this happens, communicate it when you are not upset. Wait for cooling down a little bit. Because if you're angry and then you are communicating, some wrong words will definitely come out of your mouth. That's because your distractor implant got triggered off. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Yes, Reddy Garu.
So what should we do, sir, if they are reluctant to listen to you at that point of time?
Hey, how do you know that they are reluctant to listen to you?
They'll just go away from there if I try to speak.
So then you call them, pursue them. You say, listen, I need to talk to you. It's very important. You are an important person in my life. How can you just go away like this? See, you need to reiterate. That person is an important person in your life or no?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So whatever words you have to say, you can say things like, listen, I know you must be upset that this thing has happened, but you don't have to be ashamed. Our relationship is much bigger than that. Let us talk it over. You don't have to be feeling ashamed or anything like that. You can tell them, it's all right, yeah. Mistakes are made, promises get broken. Next time you try to keep it and ask me for help if you need it. What is that? See, people need to know that your love, your regard for them, that is not going to go away just because they made a few mistakes. Yeah, if they keep on breaking promises every day and they become casual about it, obviously they will no longer have a relationship with you. But once in a while, if it is happening, clear it up. Even if they are doing it again and again, talk to them and tell them the consequences of it. But we'll go to that. That's the next level of conversation. You with me so far?
Okay.
So first of all, the biggest culprit is unrealistic expectations. Be very clear. Okay, what you're expecting, is it realistic? If it is realistic, have I communicated with the other person that this is what I'm expecting? And when I have communicated with this other person, have they said, yes, I will fulfill your expectation? That's called, have they agreed to it? At that time, have you also asked them what they are expecting from you? And have you agreed which ones are you going to fulfill and which ones you are not? By chance, if somebody breaks an agreement, it's a broken promise, acknowledge that the promise has been broken. Communicate to them. Don't leave them with guilt. Because if you don't communicate with them, they will feel guilty and they will withdraw. Do you want them to withdraw from the relationship? Do you want people to disengage with you? All right. So that's about the upsets. Do you have any questions about it? I'd like to move on to another part of I want to introduce you a topic from a very interesting book that I read. It's called Going Beyond Your Distractor Implants. Okay. So what is the distractor implant? It is something that is implanted in you. Okay. Energetically also. And this distractor implant gets, it's like it gets triggered. Something happens and you get triggered. You know that something happens, you get triggered, you get angry. Something happens, you get triggered, you feel sad. Something happens, you get triggered, you feel absolutely despondent. These are the distractor implants which are planted in you, mostly in the second brain, and they get triggered by external events in your life. Some circumstance, some situation happens, it gets triggered and you are in the grip of that. It completely controls you. You're not able to control it at all. So what are the distractor implants? So we're going to be working on them one by one as we go along. Not today maybe, but I just want to tell you what they are. The ones which get triggered off in you. Something happens, crack, you get into that. So the first one is anger, right? Another form of anger is rage. Another form of anger is fury, like you're like furious. And then comes hatred. You feel a lot of hatred towards someone. There is other distractor implants like blaming, blame, shame. Shame is a big distractor implant. All these distractor implants, what do? They get you disengaged. Regret, guilt. Yeah? Compulsive points of view. Love, sex, jealousy, big one. Jealousy. Fear, doubt. So there are so many of them that are implanted in us, And by the way, all of you who have done the Access Bars program with me, you understand that when we are working with those 32 points in your head, we are releasing those distractor implants. So the automatic way in which all this anger, shame, blame, guilt, fury, all that stuff comes up automatically. Now, what is the problem with the distractor implant? When you are being attacked by a distractor implant, what state do you think you are in?
Victim, sir.
Definitely. And?
Default mode.
Yes, ready, Garu? Thanks, Kasa.
Reactive.
And
Most of the time reactive.
you are absolutely. See, distractor implants are a sign of reaction only, no? And what else?
To Deepak, unloved and unappreciated.
Yeah, that is also a distractor implant. Automatically it comes, na? किसी के मुंह में कोई expression होता है या कोई कुछ नहीं कहता है या कह देता है, तो you get into that feeling, oh, I'm unloved. Yeah? But distractor implant is definitely whenever you are in an upset, na, you are completely in the grip of a distractor implant. That is why I spoke about upset first. So the distractor implant, suppose you get angry and you're in rage and fury, that you know very well. Or if you get into deep sadness, you go. But when you get triggered and you are in a state like this, what Abhinav was talking about, you say, nahin, that is the way it is. Right? It's all distractor implant and its impact on your life. So, what is it not allowing you to do when you are in the grip? जब आप distractor implant के पकड़ में होते हो, when you are in the grip of a distractor implant, what is it that you are unable to do? What is it that we are unable to do in life when we are in the grip of a distractor implant? Yes, Reddy.
Think freely.
You are not able to think freely. Okay, Reddy Garu, what are you saying?
You will not be in allowance.
Huh?
You will not be in allowance, sir.
We will not be in allowance. And when you are not in allowance, what you will not be able to do? Yes, Vetri?
We cannot see possibilities.
We cannot see possibilities. And if
And we
you
can't create as well, sir.
obviously, so if you don't see possibilities, what will you create? Correct? So
Yeah.
when there is no possibility, will there be any action in your life? There will be action, but only the mechanical action, because you have to do it. Na? I have to go to my office today because they are giving me my salary. I have to go and mark my attendance over there. I have to meet the clients because if I don't show my report to my boss, he'll think I'm not working. Okay. We get into that dull, mechanical, non-creative, non-enthusiastic, unhappy mode, right? Do you want that? No, no. So we need to deal with these distractor implants. We need to deal with our upsets. And that's what we have been chasing for. Okay? So that is the thought which I want to leave you with today. But before we leave you with, let's get some humor in uniform. Captain Zab, let's get some humor from the world of the uniforms.
Okay.
Senthil sir, are you in Chennai?
Yes, I live in Chennai, but weekends I come to Coimbatore. Today, right now I am in Coimbatore. I just reached in the morning.
Okay.
So this weekend, are you in Chennai?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Look,
Okay,
can you
fine.
do your personal conversation?
We will take it
after?
offline. Yeah, after this call, after the meeting, I'll call you. Yeah?
Okay.
So, humor in uniform, or shall I tell about how much time I have, sir?
You have time, 5-7 minutes.
5-7 minutes. Okay, let me tell my first day academy experience when I went to the officer training academy.
Yeah, sure, you can do that.
Okay. So first day when you go, you go with so much of enthusiasm. कि मैं जाके soda funnel लेके ही वापस आऊँगा बाहर, you know. Every cadet will have that, and you already feel like you are lieutenant, you know. You have stars on you. Moment you are not even entered, before even entering the gate, you feel like you are already an officer and a gentleman because they ask you to come in tie and all that the day of reporting. So when we went from the railway station to the academy, sab itna khushi the, all we were talking, chit-chatting and all, and the bus entered the academy and you don't know what hits you. With bus jaake khada hua, hum niche utre bhi nahi hai. We are still sitting inside the bus. From outside we heard a voice. One of our seniors, he was there to receive us. He said ki, with all those flowery languages, he said, "Chalo, aapke liye wait kar rahe hain hum log 6 mahine se, aa jao." My God, that was the first sentence itself with all flowery language. He was just waiting outside. The moment we got down, and one of my friends, I remember this guy from Dehradun, he had such a huge punk and all, पूरा. और एक ने तो सर पे OTA भी लिख के आया था.
अरे बाप रे.
हाँ, बाल काट के OTA करके लिख के भी आया था. So नीचे उतरते ही हम सबको सीधा लेके गया बार्बर सैलून शॉप.
मुट्टाल बना दिया.
My God, हम बोलते अन्ना इसको थोड़ा छोड़ दो वो किसी सुनता नहीं है. They are like बहरा only. वो सीधा वो मशीन लेते हैं पूरा साफ. जैसा अभी अपना रेड्डी सर का है ना, रेड्डी सर का हाल कर देते हैं. रेड्डी सर और अपना मलवाई सर जैसा बाल है, तो वैसे ही मतलब उनका स्टैंडर्ड है. चपाती, they call it chapati cut, like सिर्फ थोड़ा सा इधर छोड़ देंगे सर पे, बाकी सारे साफ. And then that punk guy was literally crying कि यार मेरा शक्ल क्या हो गया. After that when you look at each other, you can't even stand. And वो काटते भी ऐसा ही कि वो सारे इतना गंदा काट के छोड़ते हैं, बस आपका पूरा मोरल ऑफिसर का उधर ही, मतलब that's all killed.
Your ego.
It goes. Ego goes for a toss. That is the first activity. उसके बाद एक दूसरे को देखना, my God. Then they take you around. They give you this. They allot you the companies, right? The company employee. And for me, that is of all the names of the companies, मेरा company का नाम अलग था. मतलब very typical था. My company name was Jasami. And that instructor who told me you are allotted to Jasami company. तो मेरे को वो प्रोनाउंसिएशन नहीं आया. अरे इसने क्या बोला? जसानी बोला, जसमामी बोला. You know that name was not. And moment you come out, my senior asked, कौन सा company है? I said sir Jasani. Buddy, you don't even know your company name. Start rolling. तो वो जसामी नाम को लेके हमें इतना पनिशमेंट मिला है. कोई जस नानी कह रहा है, कोई जस मामी कह रहा है, जसा. So that was then rolling shelling हुआ, फिर फॉर्म फिलिंग ये वो. रात को 9:57 or 58 he left us and he said 10 o'clock I want all of you inside your bed. And within 2 minutes we ran, we changed into night dress, mosquito net bandhna hai, everything. And then 10 o'clock we just get into the bed and lights off. And then I still remember my buddy next to my bed, he was telling ki yaar Senthil hum kahan aa gaye. That was the first sentence we could speak to each other in 7 hours time. Afternoon 3 बजे पहुंचे थे हम अकेडमी और 10 बजे तक एक पूरा नॉर्थ घूम था. एंड 10 बजे ही was telling कि यार ऐसा कैसे चलेगा यार. फर्स्ट डे साला कोई वेलकम नहीं, कुछ नहीं, सीधा रोलिंग. एंड वी थॉट कि चलो यार अभी तो 10 बज गया, अभी इसके बाद डिस्टर्ब नहीं करेंगे. एंड आफ्टर लाइट्स आउट 10:15 द सीनियर कम्स अप एंड सेज कि आप लोगों को 11:30 बजे शेव परेड है. ओ ब्लडी व्हाट इज दिस शेव परेड यार. बोलते नहीं, सारे शेव करके आके 11:30 बजे एक सीनियर को रिपोर्ट करना है.
रात को
11:30, 10 बजे बेड के अंदर घुस रहे हैं, 11:30 बजे शेव परेड है. नारायण सर, यू मस्ट बी रिलीविंग योर ओटीए डेज. So I am sure सर का टाइम पे भी यही हुआ होगा, isn't it sir? Even though sir is 40 courses senior to me, I am SS 73 and he is SS 46 sir. But academy का रूटीन सेम है. अभी भी आज हमारा कोई बच्चे जाएंगे तो this is the routine. Okay, so 11:30 जाके लाइट भी ऑन नहीं करना है. Whatever ambient लाइट जो है ना, उसी में जाके आपको शेव करना है. शेव करने के बाद सारे जाके एक सीनियर का बाहर पूरा प्लेटून कॉल इन होगा. एक बंदा जाके रिपोर्ट करेगा सर जूनियर प्लेटून ऑल इन कॉल इन हो गया. तो बोलेगा ओके कम वन बाय वन. ही विल बी इनसाइड द मस्टो नेट. हम जाके उसके बगल में जाके बैठ के वी हैव टू शो आवर चिन टू हिम. उसका सिर्फ हाथ बाहर आएगा नेट से, मस्टो नेट से. एंड ही विल चेक लाइक दिस, उल्टा करेगा, उल्टा करेगा. एंड देन एक नहीं रिपीट कम एट 2 o'clock. अभी 2 बजे दोबारा शेव करके जाएगा. माय गॉड, एक दिन तो हम 5 बार शेव करके रात को कॉलिंग शेव, पूरी रात शेव परेड ही चल रही थी. that was the first day experience. So
thank you. You are encouraging many people to join. Luckily we don't have many young people over here.
Yeah.
All right.
And actually we used to tell, if there is human rights commission which goes inside the academy will be closed, sealed. But army का ना जाते नहीं है कोई.
All right. So over to you, Priya. So we've been missing you. Take us all through the brain exercises, please. Thank you.
Hi everyone. All right. So let's begin with a brain exercise. It really helps us activating our brains. First exercise is hand and fist, where fist is in upward direction and hand is towards the fist, right? Like this. Now we close and switch. Close and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Major sir, keep your hands in parallel direction like this. Yes, and then follow the exercise. Great. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next is thumb and pinky finger. Thumb of one hand and pinky finger of another, right? Close and switch. Close and switch, right? Do not rest your hands on anything. Let them hang in the air. And have a smile on your face, everyone. We're activating our brains to work efficient, right? Yes. Close and switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Which one is the next? Yes, victory and pistol. A lot of people call it rabbit and gun also, like rabbit ears and pistol. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Next is the spider one or the clapping one. Okay, let's do the spider, for which you need 2 fingers, index and middle. First, place index finger over each other and the middle fingers above them, right, like this, like a cross. And then move your index finger above middle fingers, and then the middle comes over the index. Yes. You'll see your index fingers are moving up from inside, and the middle ones are moving up from outside. Can you see that? Yes.
Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to move them down. The way we were moving up, move them down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's do the elephant one. You clap your hands and touch your nose with one and ear with another. Yeah, like this. Clap and touch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Which one is the next? The
This
fist
one.
one. Yes. The straighten your hands, join them together, bring it towards you. Now count till 10, starting from your thumb. Try opening one finger at a time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now reverse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over and out. Give a little stretch. Do we have some more time?
No.
Okay. We'll do the later exercise.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And wonderful to see you all again. So you have a great day, a wonderful day, an extraordinary day. Okay. Go out there with a smile on your face, not a frown. Smile. Not like a dangerous smile, but like a happy, happy smile. Okay. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
God
Bye
bless
bye.
everyone.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Great.